And we are back. This is Riverdale Season 4, Episode 19, our new finale. I'm not excited for this episode. Honestly, I couldn't care less. This is just some dumb Jughead fantasy episode that I don't give a shit about. And it's confirmed there's no Archie in it, so I really don't care. The only reason I'm reacting, let alone watching, is because everyone in Archie Nation is literally like, oh my god, please react to it, please! So, this is for you, Archie Nation. Y'all better love me for this, okay? I'm doing this for y'all. So, before we begin, I just want a little disclaimer. If you're a Bughead or Archie, mainly Bughead, you might not want to watch this video because I'm going to be extremely... There's no Archie. Last episode of this season until October, and I have to sit through 42 minutes of Bughead for Archie Nation. Y'all don't want to watch this video, especially considering I'm going to be getting drunk, or at least buzzed, off of a Jack Daniel, which is... There's only half of it because, yeah, there's not a lot of it. So, and a glass of vodka mixed with orange juice, because if I have to sit through 42 minutes of this shit, I need to be buzzed. So, I don't know if I will, but it'll help me cope. So just a little forewarning, if you're a Bughead, you might not want to watch this video. So that's my little disclaimer for you. And I make no apologies for whatever I say while drunk. Don't take it too seriously, because I'll probably be drunk or at least buzzed. So let the fun begin.
Months of static shots of houses, now this. Why change the pattern?
I still think it's charming.
Voyeur is trying to recreate himself into an auteur.
Oh, that tastes like shit.
Documenting our daily lives, it seems.
Between this tape and the one of Eddie killing me, it seems.
My decision is final.
Choke. Oh, I could feel it in my throat.
Writing programs in the country. I applied for spring, but then they told me they could take me as early as fall.
I don't care.
You're a good writer, bro.
The well of my creative unconscious is tapped out.
Veronica is me, not giving a single fuck.
About Mr. Honey. I am proud of you, though, Jeff.
That was the most forced cheek kiss I've ever seen in my life.
Honey is refusing to publish the yearbook.
They're so fake.
Our legacy.
I
the
love
written
them.
record of our last... And I'm out because of that bogus quiz show cheating scandal.
Lest we not forget my transcendent rendition of
Cheating scandal. Sorry.
The vixens and myself live from the promenade.
So literally the only people going to prom are...
You want to go to prom with me, Jeff?
Oh, I'd be honored. But I'm not putting out. Let the fanfiction begin.
Cousin Betty, I share your outrage.
How am I already
Something
feeling
must be done to stop this heinous
wacky?
villain.
Like what?
Come in here.
Holy shit, that's strong.
What the hell are you doing? He said he knew who we were.
Actually, I didn't know, Mr. Mantle. I suspected. But thanks to your stupidity, my suspicions have been confirmed.
Morons.
He played you like a cheap violin. You just blew our cover, you idiot.
It's just me, or is the acting in this episode really
You
bad?
think that's funny? You think you're better than me? Reggie!
You locked Miss Appleyard in her office. She had a panic
Apple
attack
who?
and quit. Well, but at least your lives won't be ruined.
So you won't make that video then?
Their lives are already about to be ruined at prom, so I think we're good
Absolutely
either
not.
way.
Fine.
Is he okay? Is he alive?
No. He's not. He's dead.
And I can't be excited because it's a stupid fantasy.
Now we all lose. If we want prom back, we need to think strategically. Betty, what should we do?
Ooh, eye contact and talking.
Research our enemy.
There's like nothing happened.
Determine
I hate
if
this
there
year.
are any skeletons. I'm going to Yale.
I'm going to the Naval Academy.
I'm trying to go to the University of Iowa. Yeah, I'm going to...
Fuck, I forgot this was a
Community
fucking
College.
fantasy. Wait.
Maybe.
How would Jughead know that?
All right then. Who here has experienced...
How would Jughead know that? Did he tell him off screen, I hate it here?
Actually, it's not. As president of the PTA, I have a right to demand a vote on this matter.
Perhaps if all of us, say, over the age of 20 would like to adjourn to my office, we might discuss this as adults.
Yes, let's do that. In the student body president, I'll be joining.
Fine.
No.
So the dragon that had been terrorizing the halls of Riverdale High was beaten, vanquished. All that remained
What the fuck was that?
was giving it a proper burial.
Prom is officially back on!
Great. Now Archie can be exposed, and these same boring couples can finally break up.
I'd like to propose a toast. To generations united. Together, we have proven victorious. To all of us, and to a senior prom we will never forget.
Oh, I'll never forget it.
And if I may speak for the grown-ups, we're just so very, very proud of you. And the thoughtful, intelligent young adults you've
Look at their
become.
fake asses.
You kids have been through a lot. Much more than we did when we were at Riverdale High.
And we may not say it enough, but you mean the world to us.
And although it may not always seem like it, we have your best interests at heart.
Yeah, right.
I thought you might want to see this. He warned it's extremely...
They're working together, it's obvious. Charles and Mr. Honey are working together, it's so obvious.
Now, it's just the school's...
Charles.
I think we got him.
Too easy.
Just this one.
You're a copycat, Mr. Honey, and not a very good one. Using
More like
the
a pawn
lawyer's
for
MO
Charles.
to ramp up your personal feud against me and my friends.
Feud. I've been trying to protect you. The only person we need protection from is you, Mr. Honey.
The real
You're
threat is
deranged.
him! Of all people to die, why Reggie? Why couldn't it have been Jughead that died? Sorry. Not sorry.
Fine, but did we have to cut his brakes? I mean, we murdered our friend. What are you talking about, V?
They cut his brakes?
Cut Reggie's brakes. His death was an accident. The truth is, he was never taking care of that car the way he should have. Eventually,
And this is Jughead's story? They
We can't
murder
change what
Reggie?
happened. The only thing we can do is live our lives.
And I'm supposed to root for this?
Are you hearing yourselves? It's like you actually believe this crap.
Honey, 2 people are dead right now. Dead. And right
I know
now
it's
the
just a
world thinks
fantasy,
that
but it's still
Reggie died from a
fucking
car accident.
stupid.
A horrible...
Well, Mr. Honey, looks like the good guys won.
What? Is that what you think happened here?
Well, you're leaving and we're staying, so yeah, I mark that as a win.
I'm sorry, but they make it so hard to root for these good guys.
I stand by.
And more seniors will be going to college than have since
Yeah, it's the part where they reveal that he wasn't such a bad guy after all.
Oh, and of course no students have died under his watch.
Yeah, don't jinx it. I mean, yeah, he was a douche.
He asked me to mail this for you. I don't think I will. You may want to read it, though, to fully comprehend your actions.
Yeah, he was a douche, but like, they just automatically assume shit.
What is it, Chuck?
It's a letter written by Mr. Honey to the University of Iowa.
Oh, looky. This cliffhanger better be worth it, I swear.
Dear Headmaster Kuntz, greetings from Riverdale High. I wanted to follow up on our conversation with a short note. Though Jughead Jones has had an incredibly difficult year, as you know, and I've only interacted with him a scant few
Oh,
times.
it's of their fantasy,
He
so
is
it's someone that
special
knew
kid.
about it. Like
And
Charles!
he's a perp writer,
Right?
but he needs a break. He needs good teachers and a healthy environment, which I know the University of Iowa can provide. I don't say this
We
lightly,
knew his murder was gonna actually
but I do
happen. This
believe
is so
Jughead
predictable.
Jones will be an important voice of his generation. And if you'd like to discuss him further, please call me at any time. All my best to you and Edith. Sincerely, Holden Honey.
I'm just gonna be completely honest here, and I'm a little buzzed right now, but you know what? I don't care. That was fucking terrible. Okay, honestly, this entire episode felt like a waste of time. It was pointless. Like, the first half hour, 35 minutes is just Jughead's stupid fantasy. Why would Jughead even want revenge? He literally didn't even know Mr. Honey. Did he even speak with him? Or he never had to deal with him. It was all Shoney, and it was mainly Shoney and Kevin, mainly. But yeah, a little bit of Betty and Archie. But it was mainly Shoney and Kevin. Why would Jughead write a story when he never even had to deal with him? Anyway. Okay, I don't care who this pisses off, but Jughead's a fucking terrible person. I'm sorry. You know, first he uses Betty's trauma with the Black Hood as part of his dumb story, but he apologized. Yeah, I'm getting past that. Just because he apologizes doesn't make it okay. And then he uses Reggie's abuse from his dad in his story. Like, if he got permission, Reggie was like, okay, yeah, it's fine, then maybe I'll let him slide. But if he just did it without, like, asking or anything, what kind of fucked up person does that? And the way he was writing him and Betty in his story, like they were the good guys and Archie and Veronica were the bad guys, he always makes him and Betty like the saints, the good guys, and everyone else is the villains. You know what, this is gonna piss a lot of people off, and I really do not give a fuck anymore. I really wish he had died for real this season, honestly. They should have hit him on the head with that rock harder. Cause it's not even just because I don't like him. It's because it would have provided actual stakes. This entire season, yeah, I kind of like the Snowball stuff because Donna and Brett were amazing. But the entire thing was pointless. We all knew they didn't have the balls to do it. They dragged it on for over a year for nothing. They made us think, oh, by the way, Jughead is dead. No. By the way, he's not actually dead. It was pointless. We knew they don't have the balls. But killing him would have provided actual stakes. And killing him, I would not care because I don't give a single fuck about Jughead, the most overrated character in the world. This episode felt like it only had one purpose and one purpose only. And that was to give Bughead one last hurrah before the prom drama. Because the prom is, at 420, the prom episode is where everything is going to fall apart. It's obvious, because prom is peak drama. This episode literally felt like it just served a purpose to give Bughead one last hurrah. It was obvious. So basically, this episode was fan service at best. You know what? Maybe I'll get shit on for all this. I don't care anymore, honestly. Like, in my season 2 and 3 reactions, I used to hold back, and in 4A I used to hold back, because God forbid someone has an opinion, no matter how blunt that opinion is. God forbid, right? And you know what? I get attacked on Twitter for it all the fucking time, and it's not as bad on YouTube. But, and you know what? I'm at the point where I really just don't care anymore. Okay, fine, hate my opinions, go ahead, attack me for it. I don't care. I'm just done. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm just really at that point where I'm done holding my opinions back, even if they're really, really blunt, out of fear or discomfort of being attacked by certain fandoms. I'm just done. I'm done letting a fandom dictate what I say and what I hold back. I'm not holding back anymore. So, here, I'll give you, even though I said this at the beginning of my reaction, I'll give you a 5-second head start to go before I say this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm fucking tired of Bughead. Okay? They're literally, for me, in my opinion, the most boring, stale, bland-ass chip in the world. They're like a fucking potato chip that's just stale and disgusting to me. It's the same boring couple for 4 seasons. They're just so bland. Thankfully, Archie's not done, because everyone was freaking out in 418. First of all, to those saying, oh, if you're best, or I can't talk, I'm buzzed. For those saying, sucks to be you, you know, Archie's over, she chose Jughead. First of all, it's not over. That was the beginning of their story, not the end. And Betty only chose Jughead because she's afraid of her feelings. She's afraid to get hurt again. And she did it out of guilt of hurting Jughead. So of course she's going to choose him. She's thinking with her head. He's thinking with his heart. If she really loved Jughead, why would she have to continually say, I love Jughead? Why would she have to convince herself? Why meet up with Archie? More than once. I'm not saying she doesn't love Jughead. She does, and he does love Veronica. They're just not in love with them anymore. It's blatantly obvious. If they truly were in love with Veronica and Jughead, they wouldn't have met up. They wouldn't have kissed at all in 417. That would never have happened. They love Jughead and Veronica. They're not in love with them anymore. It's obvious. And like I said before, who knows? Maybe, maybe not. I'll get a lot of shit for this, but like I said, I don't care. I'm just at the point where I'm done. And I think it's mainly because I've been getting attacked by fandoms for, when it comes to Riverdale, not fandoms in general, just Riverdale fandoms. I've been getting attacked with Riverdale for 4 years, so I'm kind of used to it, but it still made me it made me feel like I had to hold back what I say. Because if I'm bluntly honest and I'm gonna get attacked for it, now I'm at the point where I just don't care. I'm gonna be blunt and I'm gonna be honest and I'm gonna be fucking proud about it. Because for too long I let fandoms dictate what I say and what I hold back because I was afraid of being attacked. Because normally I wouldn't care, because if people want to attack me, go right ahead, I don't care. It's just with how vile I've seen fandoms when it comes to Riverdale be. There have been death threats, harassment. I've even seen people use their mental health to guilt the writers when it comes to ships. And I'm sorry, but that's vile and cruel. Like, okay, fine, you can love a ship, but if you have to be that obsessed over it, you use your mental health to guilt the writers because you're salty that your ship is dying, you're a shitty person for doing that. I'm sorry. Like, if a ship affects you that much mentally, you have to guilt trip the writers and use it as a form of manipulation, you need to stop watching this show. I'm sorry. That is just manipulative, cruel, and just... it's fucked up. Honestly. And, like, I'm not making my fandom Barchies out to be saints and perfect. Believe me, I'm not. Barchie Nation, we're not perfect. And we're not saints, and I'm not saying there aren't toxic Barchies, so trust me. I've dealt with toxic Barchies. We don't claim them. But from what I've seen, personally, and I'm not trying to generalize here, I am not generalizing because it would be unfair to generalize. From what I've dealt with personally, it's all been Bughead fandoms. The Bughead fandom. But not all of them. Not all of them. I'm not saying all of them. I'll say majority. Because I've dealt with a few nice Bugheads over time, but most of the time, it's people in my mentions being toxic. Like, Varchies honestly aren't that bad. Honestly, like, I've dealt with toxic Varchies, but they're not that bad, to be honest. So, it's mainly been Bugheads that come after me, and Varchies. Like, I know I said a few weeks ago, why are we in this war, and that I'm done fighting. Yeah, I tried. I know, I tried. For like a week or two, I tried not fighting, but it gets so hard, because how can I just sit there on Twitter and let Bugheads just come into my mentions giving me shit? Because there are especially a few vile ones. How am I supposed to sit there and just take it? I don't know what's worse. The fact that they come after me and a bunch of other Barchies, or that they do that and expect us to just take it. It pisses me off. Like, yes, every fandom has its fair share of toxic people, but like I said, this is from what I personally have dealt with. It's mainly been the Bughead fandom, not the whole fandom. There are good Bugheads. I've dealt with good Bugheads. I even have some friends that are Bugheads. It's not the whole fandom. It would be unfair to generalize. So, But for the most part, it's been that fandom. Like, yeah, I'm used to it because I've been dealing with it for 4 years, so I'm kind of just like, whatever, but regardless, am I expected to just sit here and take it? Am I supposed to be attacked and just be like, taking it? I'm not gonna take it. I'm not the kind of person who sits by and lets someone attack me. If someone comes after me, I'm gonna push back. How hard I push back depends on the person. Like, if it's just some person giving me crap, then the most I'll do is probably just give them a bunch of sass and salt. If they're blatantly attacking me and harassing me, you know I'm gonna fight back. I am not the type of person to sit by and take it. And you know what? I might get shit for this too, but I'm gonna say it whether people like it or not. The people that freaked out 3 weeks ago when 417 aired over the cheating, it's bullshit. And here, I'm gonna explain why. The people that freaked out over the cheating saying, oh my god, Archie's a fuck boy, Betty's cancelled, fuck her, her character development's been ruined. First of all, it's bullshit because once Betty chose Jughead in 418, everyone was like, oh yay, Bughead endgame! That proves to me the cheating was a cover for most people. No one cares about the cheating. Okay, fine, maybe some people do, but for the most part, people never gave a fuck about the cheating. It's the fact that it was Barchie. And the cheating was a cover excuse for them. And that kind of pisses me off that Archie is so overhated. Oh my god, don't even get me started on people bringing up Grundy, saying, oh, he doesn't even love Betty. He chose Grundy over her and wanted Grundy. First of all, don't even fucking come at me with that, because you'll lose. Cupcake, you come at me with the Grundy situation, you'll fucking lose. First of all, he was manipulated by that snake, and it was statutory I can't pronounce it, statutory rape, how do you pronounce that? That snake literally manipulated him, and he was young, like 15. If you have to bring up that situation just to prop up this ship and bring this one down, what the fuck kind of morals do you have to do something like that? And I stand by my previous statement. Most people use the cheating as a cover. They don't care about the cheating. They care that it's Barchie. Because they're so obsessed with Bughead. I'm not saying you can't be, I can't say you love it, oh my god, I can't talk. I'm not saying you can't love a ship, and you can't be obsessed with it, because, you know, I'm a little obsessed with Barchie, but like, okay, fine, yeah, I'm a little obsessed with Barchie, because, like, if they even have eye contact, of course I'm gonna scream, but I'm not obsessed to the point where I'm gonna let it affect me mentally and make me into this vile, ruthless person who goes after others for no reason. Like, yes, I love Barchie, I stand them, a little obsessed, but I don't let it get to my head, if you know what I mean. So yeah, the cheating is a bullshit cover that most people use. They don't care about the cheating, they care that it's Barchie. And like, people saying that it's rushed, first of all, no it's not. It's 4 seasons in, how is that rushed? You want rushed? Go look at Bughead. 6 episodes in, after she was still pining over Archie. That right there is rushed. Out of character? How is it out of character when they're both still teenagers? It's not out of character for Betty because she never fell out of love with him. She just buried those feelings. Archie admitted to loving her. He just didn't understand his feelings and he felt like he could never be good enough for her. Whereas he does now. It's not out of character, and out of nowhere, it's been built up for 4 seasons. So if you have to degrade all three of those points, it's because you don't want to see it. It's because you don't want Bughead to die, you don't want to see it. And again, this is not for the entire fandom. That, like I said, it would be unfair to generalize an entire fandom. But for the most part, from what I've dealt with on Twitter, a little bit on YouTube, not bad on Instagram, it's mainly Twitter, all I've gotten from Bugheads is harassment and being attacked. And I'm kind of sick of it. Like, yeah, I can't stop it. There's always going to be toxicity and people are always going to come after me, so I can't actually stop it. But I thought about it a lot today, and I had a choice. I could either sit by and just let it happen, or I could speak up about it. Yes, I'm being blunt, but maybe that's exactly what this needs. I'm not the kind of person to be like, oh, it's fine, you know, everyone be nice, be respectful, don't attack each other. I'm gonna be blunt, and I'm gonna call shit out like I see it. I am not the kind of person who sits by and lets stuff like that happen. I'm gonna call it out. And again, I'm not saying only one fandom is toxic. Every fandom has toxic people. Bugheads, Virchies, even Barchies. There are a bunch of toxic Barchies I've dealt with. We don't claim them. Just, like I said, from what I personally have dealt with, it's mainly been Bugheads. Like, fine, okay. Love your ship. That's fine. Hate Barchi. Fine. You're allowed to hate Barchi. I don't care if you hate Barchi. But there are literally a lot of Bugheads that I see on my timeline every day who literally will go out of their way to attack Barchis and make themselves the victim. Like, they'll come after Barchis and be like, oh my god, Barchis are attacking me. Like, I cannot begin to put into words to describe the hypocrisy. Like, okay, fine. Maybe I'm a little bit of a hypocrite because I did say a few weeks ago, don't engage with each other, end this stupid war, and then, well, yeah, I admit, I failed. I said that we should just drop this war and that we should just not engage in toxicity. I failed. I'll admit, I did try. I tried just staying away from it. It's hard. It's so hard because I'm not the kind of person to just sit by and let someone attack me and harass me. If someone's gonna harass me, I'm gonna fight back. So, yeah, I failed. And Archie Nation, I'm sorry. I know I told y'all on Twitter to stop fighting and everything. I'm sorry. I know I said that. It's just, it gets hard. Like, how are you gonna sit there and let someone attack you over a ship? I don't know what's worse, that they attack you or they attack you and expect you to take it. 'Cause I'm not going to. As for the people who think that I want, personally, oh, first of all, I don't want Jughead to die. Well, yeah, it's not that I want him to die. Well, it's that I wouldn't care if he did. But I don't know. It's just, his death would have provided some actual stakes for the season, but, you know, whatever. But I just know I'm going to get people saying, oh, you just want him dead over a ship. First of all, if I wanted Jughead dead, it's not over a ship. It's because I don't like the character. People prop Jughead out and make him out to be this perfect saint, but then they hate on Archie because Archie is so overhated because he's half of a ship that most people hate. And it's annoying. Archie is literally the most selfless character in the show, and people act like Jughead is. Like, people say, oh, he sacrificed himself in the end of season 2 with the Ghoulies and Penny Peabody. That was his own fucking fault. I'm sorry. That happened because he mutilated her. Took a knife and cut off her tattoo. I'm not saying she didn't deserve it. She was a bitch, okay? But he was, that's why I didn't like him as Serpent King. He was impulsive. He was arrogant, or more impulsive, more arrogant than usual. He wasn't thinking about the consequences. He was acting all high and mighty and like he could do whatever he wants, and people romanticized it. People thought, oh, Jughead cutting off Peanut Penny's arm. Oh, that's so hot. Go, Jughead. Why? Archie Nation, like I said in 418, I'm not worried. The only issue is we have to wait till October for the final 3 with season 5. All we have to do is wait. Yeah, it's gonna be hard waiting, but we lasted this long, didn't we? We lasted through season 3. We got this. If we can, Archie Nation, listen. If we can make it through an entire season of a board game, seizures that didn't even look like seizures, a dude dressed up as a tree, Fizzle Rocks, and Hiram, we'll be fine waiting 4 to 5 months in October. We'll be fine. Yeah, we're gonna have to wait, but I think it'll be worth it. We're gonna get the prom, breakups. Archie likely won't be able to season 5. We'll still get something with the rest of the episodes, so we'll be fine. We just have to wait, but we will be fine. We'll make it through. We always do. So anyway, that is it for now. Be sure to let me know what you thought of this episode, and I will see you guys next time.